Hey, what's up, everybody? This is a Milwaukee Bucks review. So hopefully, y'all enjoy this video, and I'll try to explain and also look at the Bucks off season because you got a lot of these. Well, most of these YouTubers talk about they should trade Giannis, and I like a video that I saw on Carmelo Anthony's podcast. Is like Giannis is not a player you just get rid of. You got to figure it out and build around him. So I know they try building around him and stuff like that, and then can get who can get. But then again, you got not all social media, but also sports media just saying like y'all should go, y'all should go. It's because all these guys do is just talk about big market teams. They don't talk about like any teams that doing good. And, like although it looks like bad for Detroit right now, but like they don't haven't even talked about them all year and how good they've been coming up. And at least you'd be able to beat the Knicks twice. So that's just saying something. But ain't nobody going to talk about that. And they already talk about the most of the bit markets and stuff like that, which they failed to realize. Like when the Spurs, won their dynasty thing, they was a small market team. I don't know. It just just sick and tired. Some players just get crapped on because media wants them to go to like a bit market. It just don't make no sense. So it's always good, but you also had these players that come from like European and out of the USA. Like at least they seem like they the ones stay loyal. And you got all these players like well, not to sound bad, but American players that yeah, they want to chase a championship. That's one thing, but it's like they don't want to stay around the team for so long, and they just like want to leave. Like look at LeBron James left the Cavalier for a championship, and they just try to build around him, and he quit on them, and the super teams. But they thinking that he created the super teams, but I think the super teams started with the Los Angeles Lakers, especially the times they got players like Will Chamberlain off of a trade or free agency or something like that. Same thing with Kareem and all that stuff. It's like it's like they can't build from the draft, but I do give like Golden State Warriors credit. They did build from the draft, but I know everybody was upset. The Kevin Durant situation. Like if you can't beat them, join them. So, but yeah, it's like of course the team is like they were old, before they did some of these trades, with the get rid of Chris Middleton, which some people think that they shouldn't, and they're crying like they missed Middleton, so they like him getting injured, and plus you talk about what he did in the playoffs, but you looking at his stats his regular seasons is like maybe the Bucks could have been a little bit better if he would have scored at least like over 20 points a game, not no 18 points or 13 points a game. And it's just sad, some of these some of these YouTubers don't even see that. And some fans are like that too. So and the thing is, you got some, fans base that just go out of control. And you also got it's like some of the own Bucks fans that the team you fans of. Then you got their fan base. Some of them is just don't even know what they talk about at times. It's just like mind blowing. But I'm probably just going to show you guys what their options are and stuff like that. So you got 7 players that's under contract right now. Then you got 2 that's going to be staying. It seems like it's going to be in the 2-way contract for next season, unless um, John Horst decides, you know what, let them go or whatever. So we'll see. Giannis is still on the contract, so I don't know why they people just saying like Giannis gonna leave, Giannis gonna leave, and it seems like they just want that, and they're not, putting faith on, what they can get right now. They did all these these salary caps, and they increasing up so teams can have a fair chance to win the championship. Not all these like big market teams. And I think that's some of the sports media and some of the social media's mentality is like stuck on that sentiment that it's just not fair for like other teams try to win championships, and they gotta compete with these like other teams, and nobody don't want to stay at a small market because they think they'll be a bigger star, and they think it's gonna be better. And like I said, like this decade kind of proves that that's not the case. But then again, like you said, got like a few players that stuck in their mind. I need to go for they claim they don't go for family, but they actually trying to go for like themselves and stuff like that. And it's just insane. But you got Giannis that's still on the contract. Lillard just gonna be a contract for next season because after this next season he'll have a player option. Giannis will be there, for 2 more years. Then after that, he got a player option. Kuzma will be there for like at least a few years, and I'm not giving up on Kuzma like some people are, because hopefully they get to work with him in the off season and stuff like that. And I know he's gonna be turning 30 this summer, but you can still work with him and do something with him. So just hopefully, he's working out in the summer and working on his game. Hopefully you can go from there. Because when you're in your late 20s, early 30s, you're in your prime. So I don't think like Kyle Kuzma is like totally in his prime. I think he's getting there, but he's not there just yet. Um, excuse me, y'all. Uh, of course, you got AJ Green. Of course, he's not going on there. I know he's with them for like a few years. Ajax, hopefully, he's developed his offense in the summer because he is a pretty good defensive player, which just sucks that some of the people on YouTube is like giving him crap because he got a good defense, but he doesn't got a good offense as of yet. And as I said, I just think some people just don't give like young players like time to grow. Chris Livingston, as renewed low over the summer, he grew like 2 inches from 6'6" to 6'8". So and there was times they was playing him at center when they had no center options. Um, I think he's like better off with being like a combo forward, and hopefully they use that. Tyler Smith, they still didn't give him that much of a chance, although he proved in some games that he's pretty good. And then again, you got something like Doc don't want to play some young players unless he don't have a choice. So that's mainly what it was, half of this season all the way up to now that he had no choice but to play young players. Um, so happy with that. Hopefully, Tyler Smith will get a chance, and we'll see what happens with him in summer league. Because he can get the time to more like develop there, and we'll see what happens. Uh, I don't know if Ajax or AJ Green is going to be like available for or Christian Livingston be available for the summer league. Well, it happened before with with Majal Beauchamp being in his third season and end up being in the summer league. So one of those things, who knows? Larry Lance Jr. Or of course he's gonna stay. Like I said, he's a good backup big man and prove his worth. Maybe maybe next season they decide he's too good and just like give him a full contract. Boye, I think he needs like a little bit of work, but got the whole summer and plus the summer league, so we'll see how it goes. And I think Pete Nance will play in the summer league as well this summer. God, girl. So you always want to be on camera so much. But yeah, some players can, at least young players can, like, work out in the summer league and see what happens. Player options. And I know people saying Kevin Porter Jr. got like it will be a free agent, but he has a option, to you know accept it. But most of them ain't gonna make their decisions until I think it was like a few weeks before the free agency, I believe, because I know certain ones are gonna be on certain days, like different days and stuff like that. So Bobby Portis will make 13.4 million next season if he accepts his player option. Um, I have no problem if he's accepts his player option, and like I said, he's 32 and verge of being in his prime, so he's still got a little time. Pat Connaughton, we saw that the second half of the season he was working on his game and doing some attacking, making some threes. So almost like the old Pat Connaughton from when they first got him for the first few seasons, especially with the 2021 championship season. So I was on the band that was like get rid of Pat Connaughton. Then the what he did, the second half of the season. I'm just gonna say I'm 50-50 questionable. It's just like this, like if he denies and try to get more money out of him, that's his right, and just like wherever you want to do. I wouldn't be mad at it either way if he stays or goes. Kevin Porter Jr. Just got back into the league this past season. Was with the Clippers, then they traded for him and traded Maja Beauchamp for that because I guess the contract was like evenly matched. So that's good. But hopefully, if Kevin Porter Jr. does decide, to opt out and maybe ask for a little bit more of a pay, hopefully, the Bucks will give it to him, or he'll just keep his 2.5 million player option, then wait to the off season. But I think there's a chance that he probably could make more money in the not this off season, but the next off season. I think the Bucks will probably be paying him a little bit more, especially with if Damian Lillard decides, no, I'm not going to stay with the team. I'm just going to leave after the next season because he may not even play most of the next season. So hopefully, they keep Kevin Porter Jr. and we'll see about that. Current payroll with Connaughton opt in 148.7 million. So I think they be around the first apron, which I think they're probably going to be this year. And plus, the salary cap may go up this year. So but both Portis and Lopez. Okay, so the Bucks do have bird rights on them, so they can spend as much money on them if that they want. So if Bobby Porter decides to I'm gonna app out and try to see if I can get more money, so Bucks can retain them if they want to. Lopez, of course he's a free agent, but I'd rather just let him go and invest into like another center. But that's just what I think, and I know some of y'all probably think that too. That I think Lopez, 37 and going to get a little bit more slower. So, like I said, he has some big moments, but I think at this point in time, I don't think they don't need Lopez anymore. They can just like let him go, let him like sign somewhere else, or just retire. Of course, from the Middleton Kuzma trade, the Bucks end up getting the draft pick, and that would be the 47th overall pick. So maybe they can get a second round pick wonder. So you got a few of the players that they got on there were like second round picks, and they end up turning out pretty good. So it's one of those things you never know. So according to this report, the Bucks have money to spend next year. They will be above the cap maximum, which probably goes up to what's it, 154.6 million at some point. However, they will still have. Oh, okay. So they still will have mid-level exceptions to use to bring in players. So we thought they could have used them this past season, but they was like in the second apron, so they couldn't use them. But it's like if you're on like the first apron or you're under it, you can use your mid-level exceptions. I think that's from what I read. And now under that, and we're gonna talk about the free agents. So trending players being traded. So Damian Lillard, I seriously doubt that they trade him. And if they by some miracle decided, oh, we just gonna trade Dame, like it, like 2 seasons with him is not working out, and maybe we can do something else with our money, I'll be shocked. But I think Damian Lillard isn't gonna go anywhere. But that's just my 2 cents, and I can't believe they got trending players being traded. Number one being Giannis. Like I said, the media, as always. And I know some people, get sick of, the media just talk whatever and think they, need, that they know better. Okay, the trade machine has been further updated and revamped on the 2025 NBA offseason. So, okay, that's good news. And, Fans Bro, if you want to do like your accurate trades, you can use this app. Either you can use it for like NBA trades or NFL trades. Just to keep you interested. So okay, this of course is they're not at the first. Okay, so the first apron's gonna be up. Okay, so it's gonna be up to 195 billion. So they end up hitting that threshold. So right now, from what it seems like, they're not even like under the first. They got room for the apron, so right now they should be fine. Um, Total cap 224 million. So like I said, they updating and stuff like that. But like we said with Damian Lillard, he got this coming season. Then after that, he got a player option. Giannis Antetokounmpo got 2 more years plus player option. Um, Kyle Kuzma with like 2 more seasons left, and I think his pay went down a little bit too. Seemed like it's gonna be 22.4 million, so his pay did kind of went down a little bit. So people was worried about we gonna pay him like more than what he was. No, because I explained to some of you in a different video that Kyle Kuzma's pay is going to like go down, and I guess that's how the contract was structured. But well, we know we're gonna have our supposedly big three around for the next season, in case idiots of social media and YouTube media and also uh, sports media get their way. But you know what? I don't think he's gonna leave, and I know they're currently gonna have meetings with every single player and see like how the future's gonna be, and it's like one of those wait and see. Yeah, we already talked about Bobby Porter's player option, so hopefully he accepts it, but hopefully he stays on the team as well. Like I said, with Pat Connaughton, I'm 50-50. So if they decide, he opts out and they just don't re-sign him, then you know what, that's them. And if he, signs with him, it's like whatever. Um, So, like I said, people was over there panicking about Pat Kevin Porter Jr. Like I said, he got a 2.5 million player option. So, he should be fine. And okay, I thought AJ Green had 2 years left, so he gonna be a free agent after next season. So yeah, they gotta pay the man. Chris Livingston, they got 2 more years with him, and also Andre Jackson Jr. 2 more years with him. Uh, Tyler Smith, like I said, they got him at 6'11". On like other places, like they got him at 6'9". You know what? Whatever. Yeah, he'll be with us for the next few years, and could be the future of the team. So that's a possibility. Um, well, we already talked about these two. And they got Pete Nance at 6'11", but he's actually 6'10". That's funny. So they got this new system of let's see. There we go. The unrestricted free agents. Brook Lopez, and as you can see, like the Bucks do got bird rights, so they can pay them wherever they want. But according to Fanspo, he's due to get 34.5 million, but I think that'll be a little bit too much for him, and I don't think they're gonna go that route. Um, okay, so Ryan Rollins is a restricted free agent. So okay, they got restricted non-bird rights. I don't get that, but well, let's just say he's just like a free agent. Let's just go with that. And Torian Prince, in the beginning, he was pretty good, and just like towards the end of the season in the playoffs, he just wasn't found, and it just kind of sucks. And I was rooting for him. No combo forward, and sometimes playing shooting guard, and seems like it did not work. But he still was in the top five 3-point shooting in the NBA. So I guess if they re-sign him, that would be a question mark on some people. But it's like one of those wait and sees. So just put it that way. Gary Trent Jr. Young he is. Took a gamble like going with the Bucks and try to prove his worth. Um, he's a free agent, and now hopefully the Bucks will actually keep him. It's not bad for because I know in the beginning he had his struggles and all that stuff, but then again caught spark off the bench, then had some roles in the starting lineup and was doing good then. So I hope they re-sign him. It's like one of those things we hope. Let's see who else. Okay, so I guess Stanley Ubi two-way rights is over, and I don't know. We didn't see enough of him. So it's like one of those things. I can't say like if they do keep him, great. If not a big deal. But I just didn't see enough Stanley Ubre just to like have my opinion on him, like if they should keep him or he be gone. So yeah, I really don't have a opinion on that. Um, Jericho Sims. Okay, the Bucks do got bird rights on them, so that's awesome. Plus I guess it was part of that trade with his when he had his contract with the Knicks. So I really hope they do keep him. Don't let him go or anything like that. So, because he's like one of those centers. You can also play him, as the power forward, which Doc Rivers has done for the past few you know, playoff games, and I think that was a genius move for Doc Rivers to do that. So you can have, but although Brook is still gonna be slow as he is, and you got Jericho Sims that can run up and down the court, can defend and you know block some shots. So and plus Jericho Sims is a good rebounder. So it's like why pass that up? So hopefully they keep Jericho Sims and don't mess this up and do what they had to do to keep him. Sorry, I'm just trying to look for uh, I'll find it eventually. Where is it? Oh, there we go. Crazily Impact Wrestling is live, so oh, interesting. Okay, Trick Williams.
Frankie's, the Nimitz, the Hardys. Sounds like it's going to be a banger. Sounds like a great opportunity for someone to get hurt.
But anyways, sorry about that. But like I said, they can keep most of their core, but like with Brook Lopez, let him go. And maybe what they can do in the free agency, look for, because you got Ryan Rollins, and you also got also. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, just to get the stretch. Because we know Ryan Rollins and Kevin Porter Jr. are not like true point guards, so but they are a combo guard, and you still got Kevin Porter Jr. that that can pass and don't do that many turnovers as people think. So if they had to when they use their their 47 pick, maybe they can get like a diamond in the rough, maybe like a person that can be like a pass first point guard. Maybe they can use that, and also if not, then get like a center. And plus, they can try to do a trade for like a draft pick, so that's possible because they've done it before. Maybe not like first round, but maybe they'll get like some second round picks. So just one of those things you just gotta wait and see. So like I said, hopefully they keep Jericho Sims. Since they got bird rights and they can like sign them to amount of money they want. Gary Trent Jr. Be happy if they keep him as well. Torian Prince, like I say, I'm 50-50 on Ryan Rollins. If they want to, like either way, we'll see. Like I said, Brook Lopez, he can kick rocks and either retire or go somewhere else. Because nothing against him, but I think his time is ended. And plus, not worry about everybody else. Like Ken Porter Jr. I'm confident that he's going to pick up his player option, and so is Bobby Portis. He'll pick up his player option as well. Pat Connaughton, I'm 50-50, and whatever happens happens, and I hate to be the bearer of bad news, and I know everybody giving Kyle Kuzma crap, but he's not going anywhere. But I do guarantee that he's going to prove some people wrong next season. They like just not. You just got to have the right person like to work with him. Like maybe he can work with Giannis, and also no fear factor that he needs. That when it comes to attacking the paint, just shooting like crazy shots and stuff. Not a bad 3-point shooter, but I think it could get better in time. So maybe after the next season they keep him and it doesn't go well, then okay, I can understand, maybe okay, yeah, he needs to go. So I can understand that. But yeah, but like wait a minute. Maybe we can look at free agents that's out there. So maybe see if I can look at a signed free agent, see what's out there. Yeah, we know LeBron James got a player option. Fred VanVleet got a team option. Kyrie Irving got a player option, but I think most likely he's going to stay. James Harden got a player option. I think he's going to stay, and I think Julius Randle is going to stay as well. Uh, oh Jesus, Jesus.
Let's talk about sex. As you get a little older, things tend to work a little differently.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just upset that yeah, you see the thing going and you're trying to
Don't worry about it. We got this part covered.
Okay. Chris Middleton, I hope he accepts his player option and stay away from the Bucks. Um, I don't know why they got Evan Turner there. Man, you don't even know what he's talking about half the time. John Collins got a player's option, and I think he's with the Jazz, I believe. So I don't know. Maybe he stays or he goes. Bruce Brown, of course, going to be a free agent. I already know about Brook Lopez. Malcolm Brogdon's going to be a free agent. Okay. I don't know if they're going to bring him back because of the comments he made about but Milwaukee being segregated city, which he ain't lying, but could have did like a platform where they try to like help the city, not just like, oh, I don't like being here or something like that. But I guess I wouldn't mind welcome him back. He did win Rookie of the Year when he was here. Maybe they can have him as a point guard. And I'm not saying they should not sign Malcolm Brogdon and they kept like Eric Bledsoe, but I was upset too when they got let go of Malcolm Brogdon. So still in my book, Miles Turner will be unrestricted free agent, and doubt the Bucks will make a play for him. D'Angelo Russell, no, that's too much. Karis LeVert, maybe. Tim Hardaway Jr., I'm pretty sure he probably going to stay with Detroit. Player option for Dory Finney-Smith. Player option for Nas Reed, and I think they both going to sign their player options. Dennis Schroeder, unrestricted. Teams is going to be after him, so either Detroit keep him or he goes somewhere else. It's just like a wait and see. Victor Wembanyama, yeah, he's not going anywhere. Although I got a team option, but he ain't going nowhere. Steven Adams, I'm like 50-50 because I know some people were saying, maybe go after him, but I just don't see it. Or Martin Bagley, the third. And maybe they'll be helping, one of their center problems for the Bucks. You never know. Pablo Banchero, he ain't going nowhere. Brandon Miller, not going anywhere. He's going to stay with Charlotte, and Pablo's still going to stay with Orlando. Although they had a nice run in the playoffs, but Larry Nance Jr. Maybe. You know what? Maybe have the brothers reunited or something like that, if they wanted to. And also with the Nassers, maybe they resign him. You never know. Matisse Bully, player option. Morris Wagner, no, he's gonna stay. Chet Holmgren, they're gonna keep him. Chris Boucher, I think Toronto will try to keep him, but I wouldn't be surprised if he go anywhere else. Chris Paul, unrestricted free agent. Maybe something the Bucks can go for. Maybe one more year in his belt. He hasn't been injured that much this past season. But that'll be something that they can do, like oh yeah, he was hurt like the second half of the season. I'm sorry. So you never know. Maybe the Bucks will give him a try. At least try him to have chase for a championship before his before he decides to retire, because he was going to retire, but he decided he wasn't going to do that. Okay. Let's see. Sorry, Scoot Henderson. They're gonna keep him. Jabari Smith Jr. Yeah. Houston. They're gonna keep him. Al Horford. Hey, he can call it a career if he wants to, but for some people it's the love of the game. So who knows? And most likely he'll probably stay with Boston. Luke Kennard. Possibly. They will have the Bucks more shooting, but you never know. Thompson, he ain't going nowhere. Gary Payton II, no, a big fumble on Buck's part for letting him go. Well, maybe he'll stay in Golden State. So it depends on his worth. Trey Jones, I forgot where he was at, but he ain't going nowhere. Keaton Murray still gonna stay with Sacramento. I'm sure Thompson, he's probably most likely gonna stay in Detroit. Josh Giddey, Chicago might keep him. Kevon Louis, I don't know. He might stay at Golden State if they're probably going to lowball him. So maybe they get their Bucks will get their center and it'd be like a hometown thing for Kevon Louis. So who knows? Trey Lyles, yeah, he's gonna stay with Sacramento. Jeff Green, I don't know, but he can call a career if he wants to. But I think probably not that many teams are gonna pick him up. Kelly Oubre Jr., oh, he's gonna still stay with Philly. Jaden Ivey, yeah, he's gonna stay with Detroit. Mazar Minute, I forgot what team he's on, but wherever team he's on, they're gonna keep him. Okay, next up. Okay, you look at some of these free agents and you think like there's some of them that Bucks may not even have a chance to get, but you know what? It's like a wait and see. We'll just put it that way. Malik Beasley, he can stay in Detroit, and like I said, it's always happened. Jordan Nwova, I didn't want him to go, and I think he probably improved much shooting wise, so maybe go spark from the bench if they want him back. Most of these team options, yeah, I just see like some of the players in this free agency are going to stay, but some of them will be on the move. So we will see. Anyways, those are my thoughts on the offseason and what the Bucks can do and things like that. So like I said, another wait and see, but I think some of the moves that the Bucks probably going to do in free agency is going to be surprising, and whoever they get in the draft, hopefully it's a good one and something that we need, not what's best player available. Like go for a need. I know like in their situation right now they in the must win situation, but I think they should at least this time go for a need. Like I said, either another center or get like a true point guard. So yeah, that's my thoughts, guys. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all think differently than I do, or you think the same way, or there's some minor tweaks that you hear me say that you think there should be changed. But anyways, please like this video. If you like today's video, subscribe to the channel. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, so hopefully you guys can subscribe to the channel, and hopefully when we get to 2026, we can do more stuff like give out some prizes and giveaways and stuff like that, and we can do more because we're trying to do more content in this summer. So stay tuned for that. Also over 2,500 videos and maybe 2,600 videos. So I think right now it's like over 2,500 videos and counting. So if you like Bucks content, wrestling content, also comic book movies and TV content, also stuff that's development that's in Milwaukee, you like contents like those, you will like this channel. Also check out the website wrestlingfanspeakout.weebly.com for upcoming events in the Midwest. Also other stuff, photos we took with wrestlers, also photos we took with Bucks players, and also and I think I think we had some other stuff that's going on the website too. Like I said, the merchandise store is being worked on, and I think there's other stuff on there too. So yeah, the website needs to be updated too. So I'm gonna work on that. But anyway, thanks to our sponsors, Mike and Robin Thompson, and Midwest Wrestling Collectibles. So for Midwest Wrestling Collectibles, you can look for them on Facebook. So get all your collection leads if it comes to like DVDs or wrestling figures. Give them a shout out. Anyways, guys, like I said, thanks for watching. Until the next video, you have a good one.